that stuff will turn up, as you've seen already today, and get found.
Lost and missing media is a subgenre of YouTube or just internet content in general, which seems to spread far and wide. There's videos about lost and missing media with hundreds and hundreds, if not millions of views. And without fail, you will almost always find Doctor Who somewhere upon those lists. The 60-year history of Doctor Who has a lot of missing gaps. I think 90-something missing episodes. Which, that's a lot of content that's just vanished. Despite it looking kind of hopeless in recent years, there hasn't been a big lost Doctor Who episode found since around the 50th anniversary, which was 2013. So that's well over a decade ago. But things might soon change. We have just basically had confirmation that some of these missing Doctor Who episodes are in fact not missing. And one day, possibly relatively soon, they will be given back to the BBC and people will be able to watch them. So join me in today's video as we take a look at and break down what on earth is going on with Doctor Who's lost episodes. An article that sums up this whole situation really well is this one from the Radio Times, who says Doctor Who archive legend says missing episodes certainly exist in private collections. This archive legend is Sue Malden. I'll play you a clip now of her talking at Vintage Film Festival Recovered, where she's asked about these missing episodes.
Most asked question online, if you announce a battle brush, the question is there any Doctor Who? So what is Film is Fabulous's position on Doctor Who, please?
That's a really good question. It really needs addressing. It is also very important to stress that this is not a treasure hunt, as there has been in the past. Film is Fabulous is bigger than that. It's much more than that in terms of trying to give support and help and so on to collectors and their families. But it's inevitable that stuff, I keep using that word stuff, I don't know if it stands here, it's inevitable that stuff will turn up, as you've seen already today, and get found.
The Radio Times article points out that 26 stories from the show's first 6 years are currently incomplete because the BBC erased or reused tapes in the 1960s and 1970s to save storage space and costs. Some of these episodes, like The Celestial Toymaker, have actually been recreated via animation in recent years. Another one of the big stories that people are sought after was actually, I think, the first to be properly animated and released on DVD, The Power of the Daleks. Another one that I personally really want to see is The 10th Planet's final part. Parts of The 10th Planet exist, but other than the regeneration, so this is the first Doctor's, literally the first regeneration ever televised, that episode mostly doesn't exist. And I remember back in around 2013, they did like a Regenerations box set. This was just before Matt Smith regenerated. And I remember watching through all of the stories, and they had actually animated the missing episode. And also there were all these talks and rumours about Twice Upon a Time, because obviously the start of Twice Upon a Time is basically a flashback to this episode which no longer exists. And we know that Twice Upon a Time's original runtime was, I think, like an hour and 20 minutes, which got cut down to about 60. So there were all these talks and rumours for many years about, oh my gosh, did the BBC actually film and recreate this missing episode with David Bradley? But I think Rachel Talalay, the director of said episode, has kind of dispelled those rumours in recent years. I mean, let me know in the comments if you think that would be a good idea. I mean, does it erase the legacy of William Hartnell in a way if you have David Bradley perform as the first Doctor and recreate these missing stories, or does it possibly honour William Hartnell and the original crew who created these stories by recreating them for a modern audience? Obviously, best case scenario, within the hands of these private collectors, these episodes will one day show up. And I think the 10th Planet Part 4 is probably a likely one that will show up, because if you're a private collector and you've got an episode which you don't want to share with anyone because you're like, this is special to me, it's probably going to be a big one, like the first ever regeneration story. Like, I could totally buy a private collector being like, I have the power, maybe literally the power of the Daleks, but I have the power, I'm going to keep this episode to myself. I'll play you more of the clip in a moment and we can actually discuss what the realistic possibilities are of getting episodes back. Here's more of Sue's answer from this film festival.
We do know fairly certainly that there are episodes missing in private collections. Some members of the Film is Fabulous team are in a considerably significant position to help on that. So when the time is right, we really do hope that it will be Film is Fabulous that manages to return at least one or two, I don't know, missing episodes of Doctor Who to the BBC. We will have a ceremony with Claire to do that, I'm sure. Think about it, everyone has been recorded. They've got to be there somewhere. And we now think we know a few places where they might be. So, hope that helps.
And allegedly as well, there's been a lot of other people who've kind of confirmed over the years that they know of private collectors who do actually own certain episodes. We don't know which ones as of yet, but by the sounds of it, I think put very delicately, once these private collectors pass away, the rights to their film collection will go to their families or to charities. Or maybe they'll just decide to let it go into the public domain once they've passed on. I think at the moment it is just a waiting game to see whether A, any of these collectors go, you know what, I've had my fun with this episode, but you guys can have it. Or B, when these private collectors do pass away, the episodes that they hold hopefully will fall into the hands of Sue. Just personally Sue. Sue has all the episodes. We trust Sue. In Sue we trust. It's pretty exciting though to basically have confirmation that some of these episodes do exist, because the chance of finding a missing episode that isn't held within a private collection is so incredibly slim now because of how long it's been. If not really well maintained and looked after, the film would just dissolve, crumble, evaporate, disintegrate. Point is, the film would no longer be usable because it's been so long. It's been over 50 years, over 60 years in some cases. But as I say, it is positive news on the whole. One day, I'm pretty sure these episodes will come back. Yes, they'll come back. Let me know in the comments which episodes you hope make a return to the BBC archive. Sorry about today's video being a bit shorter than usual. I've got quite a busy week this week, but I promise tomorrow we've got a big video. It's talking about the future of the show, talking about Mrs. Flood, probably for one of the last times, because I reckon we're going to find out who Mrs. Flood is soon. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. As ever, if you did, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will be keeping up with this. If we hear any more about missing episodes, I'll let you know. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Confused Adipose YouTube channel.
I will destroy you!
She's not seen a single episode.
No, I've watched your episodes.
Keep these sonic screwdrivers.
What else am I saying about the film? Don't watch this one.